Newcastle have tasted a league defeat for a shocking 12th time this season after quick gifts to Chelsea.
The goals we conceded weren't good enough tonight.
Eddie Howe's men huffed and puffed, but to no avail.
We left ourselves too much to do in the end. Yeah, annoying.
So where exactly did it go wrong? What is the solution to our Longstaff problem?
This is not okay. This needs to stop now.
And why was Eddie Howe fuming?
Yeah, that's not good enough.
What's the latest on the £43,000 per week star Newcastle United are fighting to keep from Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund? Why is Yankuba Minteh in the headlines? As always, let's break it all down and discuss the 5 things we learned from Chelsea 3, Newcastle United 2.
Let's go.
Starting off, Newcastle United's defensive struggles away from home have become a significant concern. For while Newcastle have scored an impressive 59 goals in 28 games, the joint 4th most in the Premier League and a 28.2% increase on the same stage of 2022-23, they have shipped 48. That is more than double the 20 they had let in by this stage last season. Only newly promoted trio Burnley and Sheffield United have conceded 3+ goals in more Premier League games this season than Newcastle. The statistics reveal a troubling trend of vulnerability and weakness in their away matches. In terms of goals conceded away from home, Newcastle shares the joint worst record with Sheffield United, a startling revelation for a team that was known for its defensive solidity last season. Sheffield United currently sits at the bottom of the Premier League table, 10 points away from safety. Both Sheffield United and Newcastle have conceded 32 goals in their away matches. Eddie Howe's side has suffered 7 defeats in their last 9 away league fixtures and has failed to keep a clean sheet in their previous 11 away league games. The defensive lapses were exemplified by the performance of the backline. Although goalkeeper Martin Dubravka managed to make 4 saves and 2 saves inside the box, he could have claimed the cross before Nicholas Jackson's flicked finish beat him. Just imagine Nick Pope, the club's first-choice goalkeeper, played the first 14 matches of the league campaign and he let in just 14, only conceding 3 or more goals once, keeping 6 clean sheets in the process. In the 14 matches since Pope's shoulder injury, Martin Dubravka and Loris Karius, for 1 game, have conceded 34, let in 3 or more goals 8 times and kept just 1 clean sheet. At centre-back, Sven Botman has struggled to replicate the form he displayed last season, producing a match rating of 6.5. He made a weak clearance that led to Chelsea's opening goal, although he was saved by an offside flag when Nicholas Jackson raced through on goal after Botman fell over. Botman was also caught pushing up too high for Chelsea's 3rd goal. Fellow centre-back Fabian Schär had a match rating of 6.2 and also had a couple of shaky moments defensively, particularly in the build-up to Mikhailo Mudrik's goal, as the Ukrainian easily maneuvered past him. Left-back Dan Burn, having another low match rating of 6.9, failed to stop Malo Gusto's cross, which resulted in the opening goal, and he had a difficult time dealing with Cole Palmer throughout the match. However, Burn did manage to prevent Chelsea from extending their lead to 3-1 by clearing Raheem Sterling's shot off the line. The major positive aspect in Newcastle's defense was Tino Livramento, who played at right back and later switched to the left. Livramento was the standout performer for Newcastle on the night, displaying an energetic and all-action performance down the right flank. No player had more touches in the opposition box in the first half than Newcastle right back Tino Livramento. His efforts deserve better than being on the losing side. We also learned about the Sean Longstaff problem. 6.7 match-rated Longstaff was lacking in speed and his passing has become sloppy. He seemed to be going through the motions, rarely tackling and jogging around the field. Despite his height, he was considered poor in aerial duels. Longstaff was just huffing and puffing without winning many tackles and being guilty of conceding possession. There were speculations about whether he might be playing with an injury. Regardless, Longstaff's performances have been below par for some time, and he seemed too comfortable knowing he would play regularly. It's funny that 17-year-old Lewis Miley, who made a brief appearance, created more chances in his cameo than Longstaff did in his 96 minutes on the pitch. The disparity between Miley's assist in 16 minutes compared to Longstaff's lackluster performance highlighted Eddie Howe's poor selection. Hopefully Miley should start over Longstaff in the next match.
I'm going to play you on Saturday. Do you understand? And if you're shite, I'm going to play you the next game. And if you're shite, I'm going to play you the next game. Do you understand?
Another significant takeaway from the game was the uncertainty surrounding the leadership within the squad. There are doubts about the presence of strong leaders who can guide the team effectively. It is believed that bringing in one or two players with Champions League experience could inject a much-needed shakeup and provide valuable insights. This has been a common practice among top clubs and coaches throughout history. The recent example of Jorginho joining Arsenal highlights the importance of having individuals who can question and challenge the coach's methods, drawing from their own successful experiences. Such additions can contribute to the growth and development of the team. We witnessed the impressive performance of Jacob Murphy, who made a significant impact after coming on as a substitute. He consistently delivered dangerous crosses into the box and scored a stunning goal, adding a nervy ending to the game. Having a match rating of 7.3, 1 goal, 49 touches, 76% passing accuracy, 3 key passes, 5 accurate crosses, 23 successful passes, 0.38 expected threat, 4.2 progression via pass, 2.29 progression via carry.
We left ourselves too much to do in the end. Annoying because tonight I think it's an opportunity missed for us, and I think the fans will see that, we see that, so yeah.
As a team, where did you fall short overall?
Weren't good enough in our duels. Just little errors, I don't think their goals were anything special. I think they're all avoidable. We'll look at them, and we must do better.
Your 2 goals, both yours and Alex's, were both very high quality, but in between, just not enough quality, I guess.
I think, looking throughout the game, they weren't really hurting us all too much, and their goals, I think, come from, lack of winning the duels and things like that. So it wasn't that they played well. It was probably more our own doing. But I think we'll go back, we'll fix it, and we've got some big games now ahead to put things right.
Unfortunately, it was frustrating to see Eddie Howe once again choose Miguel Almiron to start over Murphy. Although Almiron found himself in promising positions, his decision-making proved to be lacking once again. On the other hand, despite being relatively quiet game, Alexander Isak displayed clinical finishing as he scored a quality goal to equalize the score at Stamford Bridge, meaning Alexander Isak has multiple goals against 4 of the Big 6 sides across all competitions for Newcastle, and is now one of the only 3 Newcastle players have scored home and away against Chelsea in the Premier League. Then after the game, Eddie Howe said,
"Take a look."
Yeah, difficult to know where to start, really. Lots of good. Let's start with the positive. Lots of good. I thought we started the game really well. I thought we were fluent in possession. I thought we got in some really good areas in both halves, without the end product. And then, of course, the goals we conceded weren't good enough tonight. I think they're hugely frustrating for us because I thought in the game we were fine. And the goals were out of context with our performance, but they happened, and that's a reality. And we're really disappointed with how they occurred.
Yeah, your 2 goals were both fantastic goals as well, which probably makes it all the more disappointing the way you conceded.
Yeah, I think there's always 2 perspectives. I'm sure Chelsea will look at it and go, that was really well worked. From our perspective, we're feeling that we self-inflicted our own wounds with poor defending for the first, uncharacteristic organisation for the second, and then more of a transition goal, but we didn't deal with it well enough. We should have done for the third. So, ultimately you come away from home and you concede 3. Yeah, that's not good enough.
Eddie Howe also gave an injury update on Anthony Gordon, who was taken off before halftime, as well as Harvey Barnes, who didn't feature with the team. On Anthony Gordon, he said, "We fear it's not looking too good. He's in a lot of pain, but it's early days. It was a knee problem that came on gradually." On Harvey Barnes, he said, "Harvey against Wolves when he came on just felt a hamstring tightness. We've scanned the area and don't think it's bad, but it's enough to keep him out tonight and probably against Manchester City. The bottom line for us moving forward is to ensure successful recruitment during the upcoming summer transfer window. It is imperative that we make wise and strategic decisions in bolstering our squad. Additionally, there is a need for introspective thinking, focusing on how we can elevate the team psychologically and mentally to take the next step. Despite the challenges, I believe it is essential to maintain trust in Eddie Howe."
Crazy man, you sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
He is committed to the long-term project and has the potential to guide the club to success. Allowing Howe to grow alongside the team is where we will witness the greatest rewards. We can draw inspiration from the example of Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, where patience and belief in a young manager have started to bear fruit. But tell me, do you still believe in Eddie Howe? Or maybe you would want former Newcastle boss Rafa Benitez, whom has been recently sacked by Celta Vigo with the club sitting 17 in La Liga. Then in other Newcastle United news, Newcastle United avoided a potential £40 million transfer deal for Calvin Phillips, as the champions of Europe, Manchester City, demanded a purchase obligation. The club initially showed interest in signing the midfielder on loan during the January transfer window, but quickly withdrew from the race. Instead, Phillips joined West Ham on loan, and while initially seen as a promising move, concerns over his fitness and lack of playing becoming apparent. His performances have been marked by poor game displays, including errors leading to goals or red cards. Then moving on, according to reports, Tiago Pinto, the former sporting director of Roma, is interested in replacing Dan Ashworth at Newcastle. Another development involves Joelinton, whose wages are believed to be £43,000 per week. The player is seeking recognition as one of the top earners in the dressing room. If an agreement cannot be reached, Joelinton's agency, Rogan, may explore opportunities with clubs they have close ties to across Europe, including Bundesliga sides Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich, and Freiburg. Additionally, there may be interest from Saudi Pro League clubs that can match Joelinton's wages. It is expected that there will be no shortage of interest from Premier League clubs, given Joelinton's familiarity and experience in the English top flight. Furthermore, Yankuba Minteh recently delivered an impressive performance against Heracles, showcasing his skills, having a 7.4 match rating, 1 goal, 32 touches, 2 key passes, 1 accurate pass, 1 big chance created, 3 ground duels won, 1 aerial duel won. However, if you want to know the scary truth about Yankuba Minteh that Noon is noticing, click the video link on screen now.